Let's f***ing go!
Let's f***ing go.
Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of one of my most anticipated movies of 2024, Deadpool and Wolverine. But before we get into it, you know exactly what to do. I say it in every video. At the end of the video, if you've liked this review and you think I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it, bub.
Hey, bub.
Picking up 6 years after Deadpool 2 and Disney buying 20th Century Fox, which of course Deadpool riffs on in the movie, the titular Merc with the Mouth played by Ryan Reynolds finds himself recruited by the Time Variance Authority, an organization you'll definitely be familiar with if you watch Loki. The leader of this branch of the TVA, Mr. Paradox, played by Matthew McFadden, tells Wade Wilson that his universe is on the verge of destruction, forcing him to team up with the so-called worst Wolverine ever.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Played by returning Hugh Jackman, to save it. But eventually, they end up in the Void, the place at the end of time where all the garbage and other franchises from other timelines end up. So Deadpool and Wolverine must work together to not only escape the Void, but also escape the sadistic and murderous clutches of Professor Xavier's evil twin, Cassandra Nova, played by Emma Corrin, all while obliterating the fourth wall and treating us to plenty of exciting moments for comic fans, Marvel fans, and fans of Marvel's earlier movies from the 2000s.
Let's f***ing go.
Many people were nervous when the Fox buyout was announced, fearing that Disney and Marvel Studios were going to force Deadpool to now be PG-13 and really cut him at the knees in terms of humor, the language, and, of course, the violence. And I'm happy to say that that is definitely not the case.
Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Ryan Reynolds clearly understands the character of Wade Wilson to the core, and was born to play him, proven by that comic where Wade describes himself as Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Shar-Pei. But I have to give it up to him and his production team. They fought hard to keep Deadpool the same, and Kevin Feige and the rest of the Disney board probably saw those dollar signs.
What inspired you to make another R-rated Deadpool movie?
Money!
Because he is just as irreverent, murderous, and fourth wall breaking as those other films. And in my opinion, with all of the behind the scenes crap, the abandoning of the Fox X-Men franchise, and the sheer fact that he now has the entire Marvel multiverse to play with, it's even more fun here than the last two. Watching him openly mock the MCU with a line like, "Welcome to the MCU, you're joining at a bit of a low point," is worth the price of admission alone, and I'm surprised that they got away with as many jokes as they did in this film. And when you pair that with the fact that we finally got to see him team up with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine...
Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Hugh Jackman fully embraces a much more comic-accurate version of Wolvie, being a full-on alcoholic, but with that glorious yellow and blue costume, a rabid animal ferocity that feels like it was ripped right off the comic page, and an angry, pissed off older brother that's dealing with his immature, dumber younger brother vibe.
Shut the f*** up. Oh my god.
That just made every interaction between these two iconic legends hilarious. And when they fight, I thought my heart was going to explode. Seeing Deadpool, the real Deadpool,
Hey, it's me. Don't scratch. Just cleaning up the timelines.
and Wolverine, knowing that they can't actually kill each other, just not hold back and just rip into each other with all of the blood, gore, and bone snapping that comes with the R rating was just a dream come true, with one of the film's many highlights being a fight scene that takes place in a Honda f***ing Odyssey. But even still, between the badass fight scenes and the humor in their interactions, the movie doesn't skimp out on the heart that was a surprisingly big part of the last two movies.
Vanessa's already working on plan A, B, all the way through Z. Me? I'm memorizing the details of her face.
Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, and writers Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Zeb Wells understand what works about these characters and that it's not just the wanton violence or the irreverent humor. They give Wade a few chances to drop the jokes and show some genuine emotion, especially when it comes to him dealing with the fact that he might lose his universe and the only people he's ever cared about. Amongst all the R-rated violence, comic book insanity, and jokes, they never forget that Wolverine is an ultimately very tragic character that is forced to live an immortal life and outlive everybody he cares about.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
And these moments work so well and never detract from the sense of fun and excitement here, rather just allowing us to connect with these larger-than-life characters on an emotional level. That even extends to a bit of the more surprising cameos and characters.
Don't say anything, no spoilers!
But I won't spoil that, even if the final trailer spoiled one of the biggest reveals. Also, the movie came out a week ago, so if you managed to avoid spoilers this far, I applaud you.
Congrats.
Now, as for the villain in Cassandra Nova, Emma Corrin is clearly having a fun time, playing this Omega-level mutant, reveling in sadistic showcases of her power that, when combined with the pretty good special effects here, can range from, wow, that was interesting, to holy shit, to, oh my god, that's disturbing.
Gross.
And Corrin does great with the material that she has, but ultimately there just wasn't really a lot there for me to connect with this villain, and I think that she would have benefited from some flashbacks or something instead of just a few throwaway lines about her backstory. This is kind of on par for the Deadpool movies though, unfortunately. Ed Skrine's Ajax and Gina Carano's Angel Dust were as bland and cardboard cutout as they come. And though I thought Josh Brolin was great as Cable, Julian Dennison's Fire Fist kind of just got on my nerves throughout Deadpool 2. Getting into the story, that in and of itself is alright, though with these big universe in the balance stakes, it does lose a little bit of that small-scale charm that the other two films had.
The universe is at stake.
Again.
The sheer level of fun here helped with that though, and I really appreciated that outside of some references, this was a very self-contained movie that didn't just feel like a commercial for upcoming Marvel films or just a nostalgia fest.
Pointless nostalgia.
Speaking more on the story, I figured it was just an excuse to get Deadpool and Wolverine, these two absolutely iconic characters together, and send them on a journey that's kind of inspired by planes, trains, and automobiles, and they have plenty of moments together that range from funny to emotional to just totally badass and ripped from the pages of the comics. And in those moments, I cheered, which reminded me how frustrating it was that I didn't see that on opening night, because I was pretty much the only person that cheered at the super geeky stuff in the cameos. But that's what I walked away from this movie thinking about. The sheer amount of love and fun here, along with the amount of respect that was shown for comic books, comic book fans, and the pre-MCU Marvel franchises, surprisingly. And that matters to me way more than any of my small complaints ever will. Marvel, this is the lesson that you needed to learn in these last few years. Respect the source material, give fans what they want, and you'll rake in those big bucks once again.
Hello, rich people, Troy's joining you.
Overall, despite a few flaws in the story and villain departments, and the occasional moment where the humor felt a little too childish, this is still a dream come true for comic fans, Marvel fans, and fans that grew up on those early 2000s Marvel movies, with all the irreverent humor, charm, and omniscience that we've come to expect from Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, the badassery, violence, and tragedy that we come to expect from Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, with a bit more of a comic-accurate edge, and the pure bliss that comes from seeing them interact, while never losing sight of the franchise's heart. And that's my review of Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it earlier. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw the movie and what you thought, and if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. It'll take you to my review of Twisters, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews and my shorts. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time for my review of Trap.